Today's episode is brought to you by
The ocean is calling. Answer it whether it's for a staycation, vacation, or simply a getaway. Book your stay today in this two-bedroom ocean and pool view condo located in the very sought-after Columbus Heights in Ocho Rios, Jamaica. The condo has amenities such as free Wi-Fi, air-conditioned bedrooms, on-site gym, and 24-hour security-guarded entry. It is within walking distance of several attractions. Book today via Airbnb or call Garrod 202-607-9294, Candice 770-880-8820, or reach us on all social media platforms. We will see you soon.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Catchup. And Catchup is a project where we co-create a safe space for us to share our stories. And the hope is that we reminisce about our past memories with each other. Also that we learn from each other by sharing our experiences, and that we inspire, motivate, and empower each other to live our absolutely best life. So thank you for joining us. This episode, my guest is Lattoy McDowell. And Lattoy and I think we reconnected through MSLU. MSLU has been going on now for the past, what is it, 5 years or 6 years?
Yeah, I think I want to say 6.
Yes, because my baby is 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been going on now for quite a while. And
Yeah.
so I want to say thank you for the heart and the effort, because you're part of the core team. And a lot goes on behind the scenes to make MSLU happen.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that so much has happened by us reconnecting in New York. And this project, Catchup, wouldn't even have launched if it wasn't for MSLU. So I just want to always acknowledge that, and for people to understand the impact of MSLU on all of us. So thank you for being here, and thank you for participating in Catchup, and
Thanks for having me.
a promoter for Catchup for 2 years of just encouraging me behind the scenes. I want to tell you that I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. I love everything. It's like amazing.
All
You're
right.
doing a great job.
Thank you. What year did you graduate? What was your fifth form year?
My fifth form year was 97.
Was 1997. Were you in a color?
Orange.
So big up all of the 5 orange 1997 class.
Yep.
And you're now located in which state?
Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts. We can't even spell Massachusetts. She'd have to spell it for me. For everybody who knows the spelling and me, and we're not BFFs. So give everyone a high-level overview since 1997, graduating, and now in Massachusetts. Just a high-level using milestones. What have you been up to? Graduation.
Everything. Oh my gosh. So I finished Manning's, wanted to pursue fashion, and I went to Hart. I think there's this college in Montego Bay, a community college is ComC or something like that.
Yes.
I applied there too, but my dad ended up sending me to college in New York. But I wanted to go to Hart. I wanted to do all these things. I tried FIT, that didn't work out, so I ended up going to BMCC in Manhattan. Graduated there. Then I went on to work at Hofstra University. In between that, I got married. Went on to Hofstra, got my bachelor's there, and then completed my master's at Capella University, and had a couple of kids in between there, and now I'm in Massachusetts.
That's a good summary in terms of a high-level milestones. Good job.
Yeah.
Tell us about your immediate family, your little family unit, your hubby and your babies.
Yeah, so been married for over 19 years, and together we have a 24-year-old daughter from another mother, and 13-year-old and a 5-year-old. Yeah, so we're like all over the place.
Kudos.
That's our little family. I have a very close family. My mom, thank God for her. She's very involved in you know, helping me with my 5-year-old. That's one of the reasons why we moved here, because it was just so hard to, you know, work and have a family, you know, living in the city with nobody around to help. You know, as you know, it takes a village, but and my sister is here. That's another reason why I moved. She was here first, Celia. So yeah, so moved out here. My kids, I mean, my son was about 10 when we moved, and he had a little bit of, you know, adjustment issues, because he's like, he left all my friends, but my daughter, she was only 1, so she doesn't know anything. But yeah, that's my little family.
What
Yeah.
has marriage taught you?
Wow, that's a loaded question.
Yeah, I know. Just whatever it is that comes to your mind, because mine is
Yeah.
18, yours is 19, so you're ahead of me, girl. What has marriage taught you?
Patience.
About you, because you can't control the other person.
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience. I didn't realize that I was as patient as I have been, and that I would kind of let certain things go. Just let it go, because it's not worth holding on to, you know. But yeah, definitely patience is number one. Communication, that's definitely something that's important, because if you don't say what you want or say what you deserve, you're not going to get it. So I think those are the two big things, being in my marriage has taught me. And yeah, definitely, yeah, patience. A lot of that.
There's like so much. It's like
It's
a
a
packed
lot.
question. I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it
Yeah.
is. Was there any misconceptions of what you thought marriage was, and then now you're in it, your perceptions have changed?
Oh yeah. I mean, oh, happily ever after? Really?
And
That's
he
a
completes
lie.
my
I mean, you
sentences.
grow.
Yeah.
No, no. Walking on the beach, hand in hand.
Yeah, he
But
completes me, blah, blah,
right.
blah.
No,
Girl,
not true.
not
But
true.
what it is definitely a best friend. You know, it's a life partner, you know. And it's not the fairy tale, but I feel it's more than that,
It's
you
more than
know.
that.
Just like having kids. Oh, it's a beautiful experience. No, no, it's not. It's painful, you know, but
Worth it.
it's worth it, especially after you put the work in and you're looking at, you know, 20 odd years. You're like, wow, we did this, you know. So I would say do it. It's worth it, but be ready for the work.
Be ready for the work,
Be
but it's
ready for
worth
the
it.
work. Yes,
Yep.
absolutely.
Thank you for sharing on that. I know it's not a typical
Yeah,
catch-up question, but when I hear
yeah,
certain numbers like 19 years, I have to ask.
yeah.
Because a lot of us have so many misconceptions around marriage and expectation. And when we're in it, we're like, this is not what I thought it was going to be,
Right,
right?
right,
It happens
right.
to a lot of us. So tell
Yeah.
us about work in terms of what you do, and including all your little side hustles and all your talents. What do you do? Because I know you do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. So right now, let me go back a little bit. I have like when I was at Hofstra, I worked in HR.
Mhm.
So I have a lot of that background, you know, dealing with people, you know, HR issues, things like that. Right now, I'm an office manager. I work at a university, and I do, you know, the day-to-day office things. I do the payroll, I do the contract vendor, you know, vendor contracts, update the websites. You know, I work with officers, so I have to like renew like their warrants, you know, and things like that every couple of years. I'm a notary. Um, I'm back in school right now for my Master's of Science in Social Work, so I can uh, help people out. You know, I feel that I'll be able to be helpful in that area. So but yeah, as far as work, that's what I do. Of course, I'm right now I'm a census taker. I don't know if you guys familiar with the 2020 census. Not a lot of people know, but I'm
You
doing that
can
right
tell us about it.
now.
Educate us. This is the purpose of
Yeah.
Catch Up. What is the
So yeah.
2020 census?
So the census, they also do it in Jamaica because I remember when I was little, people would come around and ask, who live in the house, how
Yeah.
old, and things like that, the relationship. So that's what I do right now. It's only till like the end of September, so it's like a temporary thing. It's the federal government, and we go around to people that have not completed their census online, and we complete a questionnaire with them. We ask them what their, who live in the household, what their relationship is, how old they are. And what that does, it counts the population in every state. And that's how the state gets federal funding. So
Okay.
with that funding, the states can fund schools, community services, like even for elderly, for kids, roads, even WIC, things like that, that people, low income people will get to help them out.
Understood.
So it's a lot that it does. So it's important, and it's like my community service, thing that I do, because I'm like, I want to be involved, and that was, one of my steps to do that.
All right.
Um, I'm a baker. I love to bake, and um, it kind of just started because I love to cook, and I would bake stuff, and people would say, "You need to charge for this. This is good." So I started charging, and from that, birthed Flavian's Kitchen, which is my middle name, Flavian.
Spell it.
And yeah, it's
Spell
F
it. Spell it.
L A
Uh-huh.
Flavian, Flavian, and it's
Kitchen.
apostrophe S Kitchen. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, so I do, wedding cakes. People have entrusted me to do wedding cakes and birthday cakes, and cater small events. And I love it. Yeah, it's fun.
So
It's
what do
the
you
full
do?
experience.
Yeah. What do you do to relax throughout all of this?
Um,
With all these things that you're
I
juggling,
know.
what do you do for you?
Yeah. For me,
Hmm.
I just watch, I don't want to say nonsense TV because I'm about to say what I watch, but I try not to watch anything too serious.
Yeah.
So I've watched just Netflix. I've been binging. I've watched, Handmaid's Tale. I've watched Survivor. I started from season one. Started watching that. Um, just watch TV. I used to watch The Housewives, but I kind of haven't been watching that lately. But just watch TV. We'll go hiking. I don't know if you
Yeah.
ever seen us going hiking on
Yes.
Saturday mornings.
Yes.
But yeah,
When I'm in
that's,
bed. Hmm.
I know, at 6 in the morning we're hiking. But yeah, just going outdoors, you know, just hiking a little bit, enjoying the company of my family, spend time with my kids. So sometimes we have mommy time and just have them lay in the bed and I watch whatever they want to watch. And yeah, that's it.
We are going to go back to our Manning school days and talk about your favorite teacher, subject, and memories. Who was your favorite teacher?
Oh my gosh. You know what?
You only get two. Max. Oh my God.
Ah, okay. So this is not good. I can't remember the teacher's name.
Describe the teacher
I can't
and what
remember.
subject or what.
One of my favorite subjects was
Hmm.
physics.
Okay.
It's weird. It was a guy.
Was it Mr.
I
Coot? Was he tall? Brown Coot?
why do I feel like he was a dark complexion
Dark,
teacher? I don't
tall?
remember.
Mr. Madden?
Yeah,
He wore glasses?
yeah,
Because
maybe
you can't
that's
forget the
him.
glasses.
Yes, yes, yep. I think that was him.
Yes.
But
Oh,
yeah, I loved physics,
okay.
and I'll never forget. I had nail polish on in class, and he sent me out, and I couldn't finish my final exam. And that was like one of my favorite class. Yeah, that's what I remember.
What
But
are
I
your,
also loved
go ahead, go ahead.
home ec.
Home ec,
I can't
okay.
remember her name either, but
Short,
oh, I love that. Yes,
Nemard, young,
yes, I
like
think so.
look like a teenager like us. Mrs.
Uh-huh,
Nemard
uh-huh.
is one of the teachers I
Yes,
remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that class too. Yep.
What about memories? What are your favorite memories of Manning School?
Oh my gosh, being on the track team because I wasn't there that long. I started because I used to go to school in Hanover,
Yeah.
and I transferred to third form. So I wasn't there long. And the minute I got there, because I liked running, like we used to have sports day,
Yeah.
and that was my thing. Okay. I used to be able to run. And when I got to Manning's, I heard that they had a track team. So I said,
Wow.
where's the track team? I want to join. And I met Mr. D,
Yeah.
and he welcomed me with open arms. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made because those people are still my friends
You guys
till
are a
today.
tight,
Oh my
close-knit
God, I love
family,
them. Yes,
family
I love them
unit.
so much, so much. One of the best decisions I ever made. But my favorite memories were trap meets, even training. Even when Mr. D was killing us, we still had fun. Camps, sleeping over there on top of the tables on a sponge, getting up early in the morning, loving action, sitting under there, skipping class, those memories. I wish my kids had those memories because it was amazing.
Who was in
It
your
was
group? Who
amazing.
was your parring piece during that time?
Oh my God. The Harvey twins, they're not twins, Keisha and Karine, Tamara, um, Donald, um, oh my gosh, so many, so
So
many,
many. I
so
haven't seen
many. I
Fabian
remember,
Brown. I haven't seen Shabian Brown in years. Do you know where she is?
no,
Ah,
I thought about
anybody who know
her.
where Shabian is, please tell me.
Yeah,
I would love to sit down with that girl. Oh,
yeah,
hmm
yes, yes. So many. Varnett, Trisha Smith was older than us, but she was one of them. Loved her. So such a good person. She, took us under her wings as the younger ones. Um, oh my gosh. Of course, Althea. She's like my sister, Althea Johnson.
hmm
So many. Angeline. Um, Oh, I know I'm forgetting some of y'all. I'm sorry, but so many. A track team from '93 up. Love y'all.
Uh, what words would you use to describe your personality back in high school? What words come to mind? How do you describe Lattoy?
Shy, reserved. Um, yeah, but I would fight. So, but I was, I was, I would only speak if I had something important to say. Yeah,
Okay. How would you
that was
describe
me.
your personality today in 2020?
Um, I want to say thank God for a lot of people. I don't fight no more, but I'm still I'm still reserved.
Yeah.
And I would say I'm still quiet. Yeah, I would say that I'm still reserved. I'm a little bit more outspoken. I would say now than then. I don't allow people to walk over me like I would then and just let it go because I would keep playing it over and over. I'm like, why did they say that to me? Why this or why, Michelle did say this, Michelle did say that.
I'm
So
not
now,
alone. I'm not alone in terms of
yes,
rehearsing the thing in your head and playing it back.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm glad I'm not alone
And my poor
because
husband
that's what I
sometime I
used to
forgot through
do.
it too. Like, honey, can you
Yeah,
believe that the person said that? And he's like, so what did
right.
you say? And when I say, he said, why
Uh,
did you not tell her the person in your mind? I'm like, I don't know.
right, right. You don't think of it at the time, and after you process it, and you're like, wait a minute, How dare they say that to me? But yeah, definitely I
Oh,
would be a little bit more protective of myself and my feelings now than I was then, you know, with other people.
understood,
Yeah.
understood. What did you believe about yourself that was totally BS that you no longer believe anymore, or you look at it differently now that you're wiser and older? Is there something you used to believe about, Latoy?
Yeah. I used to believe that I wasn't smart because I wasn't um, the smartest in my family.
Okay.
Like, like book smart. Um, I had to work, whereas for others, it came easy. I had to work hard, still do, but now I know what I have to do and I do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I just was like, well, I'm not smart as this one, or I'm not smart as that one.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, unfortunately, our parents, that's how they know, I guess, but they perpetuate that, um, you know, feeling. And so, of course, you're like, well, I'm not smart as that. But no, I know that I am. I'm just as smart as the next person. And that took a while, to get to, and dealing with those insecurities
Yeah.
was like it weighed me down. And
Yeah.
I wish I was where I am now then, because I definitely would have maybe pursued some different things or did some
Mm-hmm.
things differently, taken some different risk, but I'm here now, so yeah.
Understood. What advice would you give to your younger self back in 1997, that last year before you left Manning's? What would you tell her?
Oh my gosh, what would I tell that girl? Believe in yourself, and you have so much to look forward to. Yeah, that's it.
Walk us through one of your most challenging seasons and what did you learn about yourself?
Um, my goodness. I have a few. I'm
He's
trying
like,
to
which
I'm
one?
trying
You're like, which one?
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to pick one, but I'll talk about my dad, because my dad passed away, and at that time I was 6 months pregnant, and with my son, first child, and it wasn't from natural causes. Actually, was texting him that same night. He went on back and forth because I just came in from work. I was pregnant and tired, and just texting back and forth. This is like 7 p.m. and he, I went to bed. Everything was fine. I got a call like around 10 p.m. from my little sister, screaming on the phone that my father was dead. And I just, I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? But the way she delivered it, because she was screaming, and at first I was like, who is this? Because she called from a number that wasn't a number that I recognized. And when she said that and it registered, my whole world shattered, you know. It it was, I still couldn't believe it, until I I spoke to like somebody else,
Yeah.
and but that was the worst. He was, gunned down in his own business place, by who, God knows who, but it was just sad. It was just sad. He was a staple in the community. He had this restaurant there for many, many years. Um, And for these people to do that to him, and he's always helping people, everybody knew him. He would always help people out if they asked him. And one of the most kindest people, you know, for him to be taken out like that was just
Wrong.
heartbreaking. It was wrong. It was just, people don't think when they do those things that, they affect the family. His first grandchild was on the way. He didn't even get to meet him, and for me, I ended up with, of course, a lot of like pain, like during pregnancy because of all the stress,
Yeah.
And I didn't get to mourn the way I would have, if I wasn't pregnant, because you have to think about the baby and things like
Right.
that. So it was tough. It was a tough time. That was, I would say, the toughest time in my life to deal with that, Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Um, what is the best advice you ever received from someone else, and why?
Um, I grew up with my grandparents, and it was it was beautiful because they would have, I wouldn't say it's a saying, it's a advice. It's more of a saying,
Yep.
and I would remember different things. I would remember different things at different times, but right now, what comes to me is, and I see him daily, go water but I'm rotten. I don't know if you ever heard that one.
No, no.
Yes.
And I see
So
them there
that's a good
leave,
one.
go a water
Go a
bottom
water bottom, it rotten.
rotten.
It
And
rotten.
what does that
Yes.
saying mean for anyone who's watching?
So
How do you interpret
basically,
that?
yeah. So basically, when you maybe, this is my interpretation.
Yes.
If you plant a seed, okay, if you plant a seed, it's not gonna just grow right away, right? So another interpretation would be, you know, yeah, you're down, but that don't mean it's the end. Like it's not rotted, so you can still get it back out, and it's a good leaf, you know. So it's so many different
Very
interpretations that you
many.
can get from that.
So you just
Yes.
gave two.
Yep.
But it's a matter of
Yeah.
this whole thing of the essence of time, that whatever
Right.
you're experiencing
Right.
right now in this time, get some perspective on it, right?
Mhm.
It's not what
Mhm.
it is right now,
Yeah.
or what you're thinking right now. You need to
Right.
change your perspective on it.
Mhm. Right.
What are you
So they
most,
had a lot of things
lot of
to
things, and you
say.
remember during the time, you are right. Same
Oh
thing
my
with my
gosh.
grandma.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you most proud of right now so far?
Whew. A lot of things.
Yes.
I'm proud of, where we are, my
Yeah.
family and I, where we are. I'm proud of the drive that I have for life. I'm proud of that um, because I am very driven. Um, and I think that is very important to have, especially being a person of color in this country.
Yes.
You have to be driven and know what you want. So I'm definitely proud of the drive that I have inside of me because not a lot of people have it. Some people give up at the first,
Challenge.
adversity. Yeah, the first challenge, the first, you know, tough thing that comes their way, they give up. Not me. I'll reboot and try again. And not a lot of people know that about me because I am quiet and, reserved and all of that, but I'm modest in what I do. I don't go around and say, I'm this and that and all that, but I am that. And I know, and I don't have to say it.
What does success mean to you? How would you define
Wow.
success?
Um, to me, success is just being your best person, just being
Yeah,
the best person you can be.
yeah.
Um, definitely helping other people, because it's not just it's like for yourself, it's for other people, it's for the community, is making the world a better place when we all leave it. um, that is, I believe, what I would say my definition of success is. Oh, there we go.
It's live. It's okay, girl.
Yes.
Um, so we're going to dream. So this is also new to catch up. I want you to dream with me. If you had no limits, everything that you could possibly need, you have. All the resources, the money, the talent that you need. What would you do? Who would you be? What is your big bold dream?
Oh my gosh.
No limits.
No limits. I would, and I've always wanted to do this, but now since I have no limits, I can
No
do it.
limits.
Oh my gosh, I would like to have this huge house and have a mom and a dad for the house
Yeah.
and have kids that don't have parents, like orphans,
Uh-huh.
and have those kids be in that house where they will be loved, they would have everything they need, and they would have a mom and a dad. That's one thing I would definitely do. I see a lot of homeless people and people. I would definitely, all these abandoned buildings, I feel like it's going to waste. I would
Yeah.
just fix it up and make sure that these people have somewhere to live, you know. I love to travel, so I would travel the world, meet
Mm-hmm.
new people, have different experiences, experience different cultures, and I would expose my whole family and friends to that.
Yes. So this
Yeah.
is new. I'm trying to see if we practice the muscle of dreaming. I think for the past two
Yeah.
years, we've been thinking about our lives, our purpose, and our intentions, right? And thinking
Uh-huh.
about, how do we tackle different things like marriage or relationships or just us, sometimes just us. So now
Right.
I'm trying to add on dreaming again. Because I think some of us,
Hmm.
we're so, we just want to survive and provide.
Right. Yeah.
Want to survive
Yeah.
and provide for a family unit that the dreaming part just kind of put on hold. So
Hmm.
I want to see how we just start thinking again, like, what is my big bold dream? Like, if I had no
Right.
limits, what would I do? Who would I be? I wanted
Right.
to ask this one. So this is a new ad. I love that
Okay.
dream though. Ah,
Yes.
last question.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's not that bad, right? To be a catch-up guest.
No. It's not bad at all. If I can do it, you all
Anyone?
can do it,
Yes,
because
please.
I'm telling you, I now that we're at the end, I had so much anxiety. I'm like, where am I going to stay? How am I going to answer that? I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer those questions. And she's going to ask me on the spot. And I like to think about things for a little bit. So I
Yeah.
was like a little bit nervous, but it wasn't bad.
It was bad. So please come and be a guest on Catch Up. Reach out to me. Sometimes I don't even know who to ask because I don't know who is interested. So just reach out to me
Listen,
if you want to be a
I,
guest.
I keep, I'm sorry to cut you. I
No, go
keep
ahead.
saying, I, I should do it, but I was so nervous to just say to you, Nackia, I want to do it. So when you asked me, I thought to myself, I'm like, oh my God, like my nerves went off, and I was like, yes. I'm like, and even though I said yes, I was like, oh my God, to myself. But yeah, I'm glad I did it, because I love watching the catch ups, and I'm like, why not be a part of it,
Yes.
because I do love watching, and hearing people's stories, and it's so awesome. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. So guys, don't be afraid. Sometimes I am afraid to ask because rejection is not easy to take. But please reach out if you are interested so I can add you. And it's easier now via Zoom. So
Yeah.
please. The
Yeah.
last question I have is, at the end of your life, what do you want us to remember about you?
Um, just that I was a good person.
Yeah.
Um, I I love people. I love having people around me. I love people to be happy. Um, and I always try to, um, say something funny or lighten the mood, or not try to not take things too seriously
Yeah.
unless it's required. But I definitely want people to remember that, I was a sincere person, and I was a good person, that tried to do her best to make her little impression on the world, on her community, on, in her family, um, just by doing little things, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for participating. Before I close, do you have any questions for me? That is also a new part of Catchup.
Yes. I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I wanted to ask you because the stories that you share through your medium is so empowering, and it's so um, I would say life changing, because it makes me stop and think about the things that I'm doing, and what I want to do. How do you go about selecting people to participate in catch up? How do you say, you know what, I'm going to ask this person? What made you ask me?
I go through Facebook and sometimes I go through my Facebook posts and I look
Uh-huh.
at who is engaged and who I think understands the intention of the project and would participate.
Awesome.
That's what and even then some people love to be an advocate and but they're like they don't want to come on screen.
Right, right.
And so that is not a good method either. I can't always know that not because somebody's like very, very involved doesn't mean that they're ready to be in front of this. When I said involved, I mean like huge supporters, like consistent
Mm-hmm.
supporters. Um, but I am open to anyone coming on, and I don't know if people know that. And it is tough for me to know who is interested, because the rate of people saying yes is not high to the amount of people that I ask. But that is the method I use today because I'm trying to gauge who understands. And it's not about airing your business, and it's not about some of the negative things that I hear, and it's not
Mm-hmm.
about that. So for the people who have seen it for like a while, I try to say I think they know what the intention is. Let me reach out and see if they want to be a guest.
Okay.
That is what I use right now. But even
Yeah.
then, it's still not necessarily, reliable either. Because I
Right.
am truly open to anyone who is at that space in terms of understanding the heart of catch up and
Mm-hmm.
wants to participate. And you know what? This is a place where it's your words,
Mm-hmm.
and it is your story and it's your perspective documented, and it's gonna be there hopefully for a long time. So just
Yeah.
think of your kids and your grandkids that they can come and say, "Let me see, grandma, grandpa," and I can hear what their thoughts are and what their ideas are, and their beliefs and their experiences. It's a way of immortalizing yourself, I
Right.
think, and also
Mm-hmm.
elevating the community.
Yes. Well, I love your energy, and I couldn't say no to you, obviously.
I thank you though. People do say no. Some
Yeah.
people just don't even respond at all. Like,
Wow.
yeah, and I have to just take it. As you said, you have to
Right.
have thick skin and just be tough and just
Right.
keep on moving. I cannot, even when they ignore me, I just say, I asked, and it's okay, Nakia. I talk to myself and said, it's okay, Nakia.
Right.
You ask. Now you know, keep on moving. And when people say no, I'm not comfortable, I sometimes just say thank you for letting me know, because so
Right.
much just don't respond to me. So
Wow.
the mere fact that they can at least say and respond to me and let me know, I have to give respect, because at
Yeah.
least they responded and let me know. Some people say
Right.
they'll think about it, circle back. And I said, thank
Right.
you. I will circle back. Sometimes a
Right.
year.
Right.
But I circle back and give them time to let catch up run. And then there are certain people who said, Nackia, if you had asked me a year or so ago, I'd have told you no.
Wow.
And I said, what changed your mind? And they will share what changed their mind, because
Right.
they now understand, or they saw somebody
Mm-hmm.
who they grew up with that they never knew. You know what I mean? They never knew, or
Right.
a teacher, and you're like, wow. And it somehow said, you know what? This is the I see the vision and I see the intention of catch up, and I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
But a year ago they wouldn't have.
Right. Yeah, and you gotta, sometimes catch people where they are, if they're in the right space. So yeah.
Girl, I have to let go as I dream, and my dreams are big, and my dream book is actually on top of below my camera right now. You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna take the step and show you. And my angle might change. Let me give it time to refocus. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah, my book, my whole camera. Right. So now I actually take the step to move it. It was
Oh,
literally
that's
moving
pretty.
up my camera. And the first thing landed in there was in 2016. So catch up, and the
Wow.
idea of catch up was in 2016. And as you know, 2018 is when I came to MSLU and did the
Wow.
first recording. I have so many things in this book, and I have my bucket list at the back.
Wow.
And I have 74 things on my bucket list.
Wow.
And it's for me and my husband to do. Some to do together, some for me alone. But
Right.
I dream. I write things down in black and white, and sometimes I go back. I go back and I see how I was flushing out catch up and what's coming to my mind and what the intention is, because I want to be
Mm-hmm.
clear about my intention. Here it is. So I'm inspiring us to dream. I have so many dreams, girl. Make my
Hey,
knees
you
wobble.
have to dream. You have
I
to
have to
dream.
dream. So for me, I have to say I dream, I put my intentions out there, and I let God do his thing. And of
Right.
course, girl, I'm learning sometimes your help is not where you think it's gonna come from.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the
Yep.
timing, like your grandparents say, it's not the timing that you have in your head. But when it
Mm-hmm.
happens, it is amazing when God shows. You
Yeah.
know, he love to show off. He can't does the not
Oh yeah.
normal.
No,
That's not normal. I'm like, literally, you could just party see anywhere. You could have just cut on your walls at Jericho anyway. It's like he just can't do not normal.
no.
Um, but when it does happen, you just know when you sit back, you just smile and you're like, he just kiss you on the face and said, I got you.
Right.
Just
Right.
just let it be. And that's what I have to tell myself when people don't respond. I just have to say,
Mm-hmm.
let it be. Or when
Right.
people don't do the things, because when you're walking your dream, there's so many, you need help. You
Yeah.
can't do anything by yourself.
Takes a village.
It takes a village, and you have to just, in your heart, just trust whoever is a part of your village will show up.
Mm-hmm.
Let it be. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not easy though.
No,
Yes,
it's not an easy road.
it is not. But thank you for
Yeah.
asking. I am
Yeah.
open to anyone. I'm not picking my friends. I'm not picking this. The people say, "Oh, she's only picking her friends, or she's only picking who is very successful, whatever they call success is." And I said, "You know what? You haven't been
Right.
watching Catch Up, because that's not true. It's
No.
been 60 episodes. Go back and look.
Mm-mm. I'm
There's a
telling you. I
time.
mean, when I moved to this state,
Yeah.
right? I know we're over, but
No, girl, you
um,
go.
I where I was at in my job, I was so stressed because I was pregnant with my last daughter, my daughter, last child. But I was so stressed out being in that job, and I started to. It used to be fun, and then it started not to be fun, and I was like, nope, this got to change. And I went home and I said to my husband, I said, I'm gonna leave that job. And we started looking at different states to move to. We went to North Carolina, we went to Pennsylvania. We thought about Delaware. So we were all over and we're like, all right. So we finally said, you know what? So I said to him, because we went and visited those places and it just didn't work out, you know? And I said, how about Massachusetts? Because my sister and my mom was here.
Yeah.
And of course, my sister always wanted me to move out here. And I said, but he was like, no, thinking, oh, they're going to be all over the house, every second or
Yeah.
whatever, the reasoning was. But he finally said, all right, you checked out all the places I wanted to move to. I'll look into Massachusetts. And I came home and I said, my last day of work is going to be July 15th. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yes. I'm like, we're moving. So we came here and everything, Nackia, just fell into place, right? But these other states, nothing would work out. Even though we would tell them, we'll pay you 6 months in advance for your rent. It
Yeah.
would not work out. We came here and it just was like butter. So I quit. I said, well, I guess we got to move the end of the month. So I left on the 15th. He left at the end of the month. And we packed everything on our truck. And with my mom and my sister came to help and we moved out here. No job, no nothing. The day that I left work, my job in New York, the next day, the job that I have now called me for an interview.
Wow.
Yeah, because I didn't have a job. And I said yes. I went in, I did the interview, and didn't get the job. Didn't get the job. And I was like, it's fine. My mom has a daycare. We'll just maybe do a 24-hour daycare and I'll work with my mom.
Yeah.
And maybe I want to say about a week or two later, that same job called me and said, we would like to offer you the job. And I was like, sure. And that's where I've been for the past almost 4 years, and then everything just worked out. We bought a house, just everything just kind of fell in place. It wasn't easy, because certain things weren't where we wanted it to be financially.
Yeah.
But I was like, yeah, let's still buy a house, and we did, but if it is supposed to work out, you just got to trust the process. And if it's going smoothly, don't fight it, Don't fight it and say, no, we don't have the money. We don't have this job or that job. Just do it.
Yeah.
And we've been in this house for over 3 years now. We just took a chance. So in life, you just have to take a chance and pray, take a chance, and it'll work out. So,
good
yeah.
thing you asked me the question, because here we are. You just had to share that powerful story.
Yeah. A lot of people.
Without even that, all
Yeah.
of the question cards then done.
I know. I'm telling you, we got this house. My husband wasn't working.
Oh,
He wasn't working. He wasn't. But,
Big.
we had some savings and we said, all right, we'll make this work. And yeah, now he's a teacher and, I'm an office manager and we're good.
Got big. Limitless.
Yes.
Limitless. Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, no problem.
She said, no, that my nerves done. I think once you get the interview done, you're like, let me tell her all.
Yeah.
With that,
I want to disrupt your flow.
No, you are fine. You are fine. I think once that you're like, oh, she done. Okay. And so you just start talking. You trust me, even if we were in person, even like sitting somewhere, it flows even more. I don't know what happened. It just flows easier, and you forget about the camera, and we just like,
right.
But we
Yeah.
have to adapt because of COVID. But
Yes. Yeah, thank God for technology.
thank gosh. And now I can touch people, in different places without me traveling there. So
Right.
everything
Yeah.
happens. It's a workout.
Right.
Everything works for your good, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's
With that, you
good.
ready to close?
Yeah.
So, guys, as you can see, it is not that bad. It is not that bad to participate in Catch Up, man. Don't be nervous. Just reach out if you are interested to immortalize your words and your story for now, for our community and generations to come. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. You had fun catching up with Lattoy. And if you haven't seen her since 1997, I hope she gave you some good nuggets for your soul. Have a fantastic week. Please like our videos, share our videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch up with our weekly episodes every Monday. Have an absolutely fantastic week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.